Welcome to the channel, y'all. This is Just Math, y'all, and we are looking at slope today. Slope and graphing using slope. That's what we're going to do, graphing using slope. So let's jump in. So we have learned that graphing equations, we can plot points. And we did that in the previous video where we put in a number and got a number. And we learned what slope was. We could count it between 2 points. And we have a formula to figure out our slope. But we also learned that the slope-intercept form has the slope in the equation. And so we're going to do some shortcut graphing. We're going to learn how to graph shortcut using the slope-intercept form. Okay, when our equations look like this, we don't have any math to do. And that's something that's got to be in your mind, is that this is shortcut. We're learning to look at something, understanding something, and counting. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to learn that this is our slope. We know that's our slope. That's our rise and our run. We know how to count rise, and we know how to count run between points. We've done that. And then this point over here is our y-intercept. When x is 0, y is automatically going to be b. And so that is an actual point. That's our y-intercept. And so we don't have to do any math, and we can graph our line. So here we go. Let's do one. This is shortcut. All right, so here's our line. It's in the slope-intercept form. Well, how do you know it's in the slope-intercept form? Remember, it's got to say y equals. If it says y equals, then it's in slope-intercept form. Okay, and the coefficient on the x is our slope, and the other number is our y-intercept. So our slope is 3, and that's our rise over our run. So our run's going to be 1. It's got to be a fraction. And our y-intercept, well, our y-intercept, remember, when x is 0, now watch this. When x is 0, that means it's gone. It's just completely gone, and y equal -4. Okay, so we have our slope and our y-intercept. And so we can graph it. Now here's your instruction. It says start at your y-intercept point. So that point, 0, -4, is right here on my graph. And then the slope gives you the directions to get to your next point. Remember, our concept about slope is pattern between the points. It's rise over run from point to point to point to point. So my rise is 3 and my run is 1. Those are my directions to get to the next point. So here we go. Watch this. So here's my slope, my first point, and then my directions say go up 3 and then right 1, and there's my second point on my line. And so that's all I need to do to draw, to graph the line, is just 2 points. Now, here's my line. Now I want to show you something. I could do the slope again. Computer only needs you to do 2 points, but I could do a third point. I could do up 3 and over 1, and bam, there's another point. I could do up 3 and over 1, and there's another point. I could go the other direction and find another point. Okay, so slope will get you a whole bunch of points if you want to. We only need 2. The computer only requires 2. So just remember to look for the y-intercept point and the slope. Let's do another example. Okay, so it says graph using the slope and the y-intercept. Okay, so I need to get this in y equal format. So first step, we need to change it to so it says y is equal to mx plus b. Okay, so I'm going to do this even though it's already done. If you want to watch me do it and talk me through it. All right, I'm going to look. Here's a little trick. Watch this. And you can't see that now. Woohoo, it's gone. Okay, so here we go. All right, so now watch this. So the first step I want to do is I want to subtract 3 on both sides, right? So I'm going to subtract 3 on both sides. 3x, my bad. Subtract 3x on both sides. This will give me a negative y is equal to negative 3x plus 5. Okay, so now this is not y equals. I was like, are you sure? I'm absolutely sure. I've got to divide both sides by negative 1. Divide everything by negative 1 to get rid of that negative on that y. And that's going to give me 3x minus 5. So there it is. Okay, so my slope is 3. My y-intercept is 0, negative 5. So I'm going to graph that. There's 0, negative 5. Make sure that's right. My slope is 3. We already know that's supposed to be 3 over 1. And so I'm going to go up 3. That's up and right because they're both positive. So up is positive and right is positive. And those are my 2 points. Now I could do another one if I want to, but look at my steps. I changed it to y equals mx plus b. I got my slope, which was 3. I got my y-intercept, which was negative 5. I plotted the y-intercept, and then I moved my slope. My slope is directions. Go up 3, right 1. That's my slope. Plot the new point, connect my dots, and that's it. I could do more points. I could do another 3 and 1, and another 3 and 1, and get more points on my line, and make my line bigger and longer. But I only need 2. So I only need 2. So you don't have to do that. There we go. Let's do another example. Okay, so here's another example. We'll do that blackout again thing. Okay. Let's see if we do it again. Okay. All right. So now we want to change it so that it says y equals. Gotta make it say y equals. So I'm going to subtract 3x on both sides of my equal sign. This will give me a negative 4y equal. Staying with tradition, I'm going to put the x one first. So it'll be negative 3x, and that is a positive 16. And this time I'm going to divide by negative 4, divide by negative 4, divide by negative 4, and I'm going to get y equals, okay, negative divided by negative is a positive, so that's positive 3/4 x, and 16 divided by negative 4 is negative 4. So now my slope is 3/4, and my y-intercept, don't know where that went, is 0. Write it down. It's being really strange. 0, negative 4. Okay, so now we're going to do the graph here. This one looks different than the other one. I'm not sure why. But 0, negative 4 is here. My slope is 3/4. So that's going to be up 3, because that's positive, and right 4. So up 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then right 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is really bothering me. Let's see if I can get it to behave. So there we go. Up 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Be still. So there's my line. Don't know why it's doing that. I'm not going to touch it. Okay? All right. That's how you graph. Shortcut graphing. No math really needed. Well, maybe a little algebra needed to get this. So it says y equals. Okay? And then you graph your line. All right? It's just math, y'all. You can do it.